what's going on?
What's up?
Good morning.
We've got a very quick weekend review for you guys in lieu of the creator interview, Rodney Barnes, we had on the show earlier. So we're just, we're going to get to some of the books we picked up for you, for ourselves, real quick. You know what? I'm going to kick it off because I really, yeah. What do we got? We got Philadelphia, both covers.
The second cover is great.
Yeah, the Mac cover, honestly, man, I'm hoping that they release it as a print or a virgin cover. A stunner of a book. Super excited to dig into Something is Killing the Children. This is issue number 16. This story has been a monster of a hit, phenomenal. We've got this gorgeous Jenny Frison variant. It's an homage to her issue number 1. So looking forward to digging into that. I've got Reptile. So this was recommended to me by some peeps on Twitter. This is one of my very few Marvel books that
I was gonna say, is that a Marvel book?
Yeah, it's a Marvel book, guys. Woo! This is cause for celebration. This is the first Marvel book I've picked up on my own, not out of necessity for like the House of Nurture or anything else. So
we'll take it.
Book, man. Reptile. Looking forward to digging into this. I'm going to share my thoughts on next week's show. And lastly, I got this sick
Blue Flame
number 1.
That is a really cool cover.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 15 Iron Man homage variant cover. So I've already read this. I've shared my thoughts. You guys know I think it's dope. I just had to show off this pretty cool cover for you guys, man. So that's my week. That's my week. Just had to show you guys
of no reading.
no reading. Yeah, but I'm gonna share my thoughts with you guys on the next episode. So a little something. Lauren, what do you have, man? What'd your haul look like?
Well, I had quite the big week. I had a bunch of stuff. Bitterroot was good. Black Widow was good. I had a bunch of things, but a couple I wanted to highlight. I hyped this up on my Twitter, Lady Baltimore. It's a limited series of 5. This is issue 3 that came out this week. It's just been really fun to read. Has to do with witches. The art's great. And then I really screamed on Twitter about it because there's this thing that happens nowadays where I'm like, oh, those characters, like that are, same gender could be a couple, but, maybe not. Maybe I'm just crazy. And it actually happens nowadays.
There you go.
Like, wow, it's actually romantic. Wow. So I won in this issue. Awesome. So that was a huge win for me. And it was well written. Like, it wasn't just thrown in for pandering. It made sense. And so it was really nice. X-Men number 20.
Yes.
Have to talk about this. Give her wife back. I want her to burn everything down in Inferno. I'm really nervous that this Inferno that, Hickman's doing that's coming out soon isn't going to have to do with her burning things down because that's what everybody thinks, so that everybody's predicting it. I'm nervous that's not what's going to happen, but I want it to happen so bad. Burn all of Krakoa. I mean, shit's hitting the fan in terms of we are learning what's going on behind the scenes. We're seeing Krakoa is not as perfect as it looks, which I think is predictable, but it's still it's making some people nervous in the fandom because people are like, well, does this mean Krakoa is going to last? Is it going to get torn down? I think it's still going to keep going, but there's going to be, changes in leadership and how they run things and, all that stuff. So very exciting. I know, Steve, you're dying over there too.
Oh, yeah. A lot of secrets that eventually one day they're going to come out. And when they do,
yeah.
How do people take it?
I just want to comment. I love every time, Lauren, you bring up an X-Men book. The smile, Steve's face.
It's so cool, man.
There's
so much
to see it, man.
There's so much going on.
Folks, that's a passion. That's a love for
You know what? You know what makes Steve explode? If we ever got Hickman on this show, he would explode.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah,
like fall on the floor.
We could talk about East West. We could talk. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so X-Men.
I love it, baby. I love it.
It's going so good, and I'm glad. The last time we dealt with Mystique and this stuff was issue 6. I've waited till issue 20, and she's still being screwed over. So I need her to burn everything down. Like Hickman, whoever's writing it, get on this shit, please. Let's go. Very hype about that. Shadecraft is so good still. Really enjoy the hell out of this. It blows my mind because the hardest thing in the world to write to me is dialogue. Is the hardest thing on the planet. This is such a good job with dialogue. And I think in one of my reviews I talked about how it's very similar, this book, to a criticism the show Buffy had, where at one point they criticized the show for it's only good because of the dialogue. If it had no dialogue, the show would suck. And so, he who should not be named, but the creator of that show, he wrote the episode Hush, which is a phenomenal episode, despite how shitty Whedon is. But he wrote an episode where there's almost no dialogue to prove them wrong, to say the show is still good without dialogue. Screw you guys, And I feel like Shadecraft is one of those cases where people might criticize, well, it hinges on the dialogue too hard. For me, it's not a problem. The dialogue's amazing. That said, I think it could still survive without the dialogue because the art is amazing, but the dialogue really just makes it shine. So it's really great. The art's great. They're really starting some world building now in this issue, which it needed by issue 3. So I'm glad they're taking that approach. If you like really dark, shadowy stuff, they actually make the namesake of the book Shadecraft make sense in this. You're like, oh, that's how this comes together. So it's a really great read. So pick it up. It's a nice, fun, but still thoughtful read. So definitely pick that up.
So that's your top book of the week, Lauren?
No, that's not my top pick.
I was gonna say, what's your top pick?
So I feel like I'm gonna get a shot for this because it's not Philadelphia. I did enjoy Philadelphia a lot though, but we talked a lot about that on the show on this morning on Sunday. So I want to give a huge shout out to this beauty here, The Other History of the DC Universe. If you aren't reading this, which I don't think either of you two are, I'm going to fix that. You need to read this series. It's unbelievable. It shouldn't be necessary, but it is absolutely necessary. It's incredibly written. If you don't know anything about this series, it takes different characters from DC Universe that are minorities, so Black, Hispanic, people that aren't white, right? And it tells their history through their eyes. Like in this issue, this is Renee Montoya. She becomes a Question eventually, which is kind of on the cover here. And she is a Hispanic woman who's also queer, if you don't know anything about her. And she's also a cop. So you have all these things intersecting. And John Ridley is the writer of this. And these are such text-heavy issues, so it really reads like a book. But that's such a plus here because it really gives them the time to develop these characters and really hear their voices and their thought processes in ways you won't heard of. So like hearing other characters, like other issues have Black Lightning and stuff, hearing them talk about, oh, well, here's Superman and what their thoughts were on Superman and how he was so, acclaimed, but, maybe, Black Lightning as a Black man wasn't, things like that, Jefferson Davis. And so that was the first issue, and it's unbelievable. It really makes you sit and think, and you're just like, God, DC should have been doing this from the start when they created these characters, telling their stories properly.
It's supposed to be dope, and the only reason it's good is the stupidest reason, but the only reason I haven't picked it up is because those prestige format, the Black tape, they're a pain in the ass to store. They don't fit in a regular box.
Just get a magazine box or put it on a shelf. Get the book, Sergio. Do I need to send you a magazine box? I will send you a magazine box.
Yeah.
I will send you a magazine box to put them in if that means you'll get these issues. Like,
let's do it.
You got to, because oh my God, like Renee Montoya. So I didn't know much about her before I read this issue. She is actually kind of a fairly unlikable character. Like, and she admits all her flaws, and you read about how much flaw she is, how she was with this great woman and then she cheated on her with Kate Kane. Like, I didn't know about that shit, and I was like, oh my God, like, and her perspectives and all that. And by the end of the issue, I still liked her as a character, even though she's so unlikable, does all these terrible things, because she's so well written and her perspectives make so much sense. Like, even as a white person, like, I'm just like, holy shit, like, I can't completely understand it, but also damn. So you gotta pick it up. So that's my top pick of the week. Cool. This entire series, pick it up, please. Do yourself a favor.
Quick question: is Blue Beetle in it at all? We got Jimmy Reyes.
Does he have it? I don't think he's had an issue yet, but the next issue is going to appear, and it's only a 5-issue series. I'm personally hoping that it's done well enough that it will continue, because it needs to. But I don't think unless I'm remembering wrong, I'm trying to remember. I know another issue. I'm trying to remember where the second and third issues were because they come out monthly, so it's been a while since I've
So
read
good.
them.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Steve, my man,
Yeah.
what was your weekend comics looking like? How's your health?
Well, I had the Copper Drop meeting Korea, but
Mhm.
it wasn't that a whole lot. I had the same as Lauren. X-Men issue 20.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm with Lauren, man. It's so good just to see the seeds planted and seeing this whole thing kind of potentially crumbling. Seeing her possibly burn it down. We've got a possible another X-Men event coming out in the fall that was announced. Inferno. How can you not
Yep.
just want to see what happens? Because in this book, much in the same way as some of the other books have shown in the Krakoa era, Xavier and Magneto, they're hiding some big secrets, and they're a bit of a bunch of assholes, to put it lightly. So I want to see where it's all going to go. Eventually, it's going to go somewhere. So, but other than that, the other X-Men book I had, which I think is actually no, it is my top pick. As much as I enjoyed X-Men number 20, I enjoyed New Mutants.
New Mutants, yeah.
More. Again, I've reiterated this before. If you miss Gabby, if you miss Jonathan the Wolverine,
Oh, I need to pick it up.
Yeah, you
Down.
want to see what's going on with Gabby. New Mutants is the book. It also this issue kind of deals with the fact that the Crucible is still a thing going on, where mutants can kind of die to be resurrected to get their powers back. The way it's developed in this book with some of the New Mutants characters is just it's an emotional gut punch of someone wanting to change to help someone else and kind of in the moment possibly regretting it, but then still going through with it. There's a lot of emotion involved in New Mutants right now, and for that reason, it's my top pick.
Nice.
Man, solid haul. You got your X-Men, you got your Marvel. Lauren had some indie stuff. Myself indie pile to read is looking good. So, yeah, man. I mean, I like the mix. So, hopefully next week we'll be able to deliver you guys. No, we will deliver you guys
Hopefully
a regular weekend review for next Sunday's show, man. But yeah, like I said, short and sweet this week, guys. We'll get into more detail and more. For the next episode there.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys like.
Before we get out of here, or
yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, people, watching this whenever you do, let us know in the comments what you guys liked. I mean, I know we did this quick, but let us know the stuff you picked up and what we missed and such. Because, especially if there's something we missed and we decide to pick it up, we might talk about in the weekend review for this coming week, where we actually get to do it live with you guys because we missed us so much. So just really excited to do this live with you guys and hear all your thoughts and all the good stuff.
Oh yeah, I like that, man. I mean, as much we got three of us, but we're gonna miss some underrated gems. We're gonna miss a heater. So definitely comment. Let us know if we missed anything that we should be reading, and we'll try to pick it up and talk about it on the show. If you like our content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Appreciate everybody's love. You guys have a wicked week. This has been the House of Nerd show.
The Nerd of House.
Yeah, Nerd of House, man. So thank you guys so much. Short and sweet, we're out, guys.